So finally, second set of the day. We've got AGG versus Panda Global, and these guys, they're taking this seriously because, well, it means so much to both of them. None of them are guaranteed a spot in the LAN, but here I would say in the gauntlet, seeding is of utmost importance.
Just one less set you got to win. Bands are set. We are ready for the final set of the Masters qualifiers. AGG versus Panda Global. Game number 1. Champion draft going to give AGG the first pick.
So taking the Torvald here. Panda Global have a chance to respond. And, you know, we've seen Makoa. Obviously, the Drogos is a second pick. Sometimes you can go for the Barrack for super tanky. Sometimes the Shaolin makes a lot of sense here. But the Androxus will actually be what they select. First things first. Maybe taking it away from PrinceDannyTV, but he's been prioritizing the Shaolin lately.
Yeah,
so
they've been putting him on Shaolin.
I don't know.
I expect that they'll take that.
Weird.
Weird Barrack still on the table if AGG want to run it, and they will scoop that up.
Now, this could be a funky thing where they take... So they don't have a healer, right? So they know they got to take a healer, and they might be able to take a flank. But if they don't...
Drogos is still here.
Like, if they take a healer and, like, a Drogo... I'm just saying, I mean, this we've seen the Kinessa baits happen this way, right? You got your whole lineup, you don't need anything, you keep your last slot open, and AGG now, if they don't draft a flanker, you start to question, like, well, who's actually going to go after, you know, if you grab a Ruckus here.
I would love to see it. I would love to see Bubble Boy play it.
I think it's possible, man. I mean, this is the draft. This is how you draft a Kinessa, right?
Where are we, Serpent Beach or Jaguar?
One of them.
Can't remember.
I don't know either.
If it's Jaguar,
we've only played on both of those.
Off.
They're on Serpent Beach, actually.
Yeah, either of those maps, like if this was like Frozen Guard, I think Panda Global definitely would have pulled out the Kinessa.
But the Tyra's good here. Serpent Beach as well.
I love seeing Bubble Boy get to play it, though, too. He's a really good Kinessa.
And he was flexing on the Drogos the other day on this team. So, you know, they clearly are okay with switching roles, and it all comes down to this set. So game number 1 out of this best of 3 set, starting now between AGG and Panda Global. Panda Global at the bottom, trying to tie things up with AGG and take a win and force a tiebreaker set that would allow them to decide who goes into the 3rd place slot and who goes into the 4th place slot, and especially going for the gauntlet next weekend. That will matter quite a bit. PrinceDannyTV, recurve for his weapon, legendary. Ripen Gourd for Bubble Boy's Moldamba. Gunnery for JAKEB's Victor. Fortify for Rovaniik's Barricade, and ElZulu with Field Study Torvald.
Z1 Unknown on the Androxus taking the Godslayer. The reversal route is where he will go. Smidgen finds himself playing lifelike Ying. Tooney takes the first blood Tyra. AsdfMaster is going to have Pluck for his Makoa. Cacanuck taking Wormjets for his Drogos. 3 Cots coming out of the gate for Panda Global here, as well as 2 Wreckers.
This first blood Tyra meta is very interesting. You know, I think people are just valuing the sustain, but look at that. PrinceDannyTV says, I value the damage. He's going to get an Impale and find a planet out onto his enemy Cacanuck there, who's been playing a fantastic Drogos in the previous sets. But AGG come away with it again. Panda Global experience AGG having the better hand in this set. And so far, it's gone exactly the same way here on Serpent Beach.
JP putting a lot of damage into this Makoa, forcing him back before the fight even starts, dismounting a lot of damage on the Z1 Unknown's Androxus as well. That catches the grenade, though. Big reversal could come out. Will not connect on anyone. Fire Spit comes through. One more shot's going to do it, but Rovaniik saved by the bell here. Bubble Boy comes around and takes out his main threat.
Huge stuff there coming through by AGG, just supporting each other and keeping both tanks alive and the healer. And now objective captured. ElZulu finding Smidgen. JAKEB trying to finish off the Drogos. He's got a grenade. He might try and throw it up in there, but it seems like he will just fall back and let Cacanuck escape with barely any help. Cacanuck again free firing here, just trying to bring down Rovaniik's shield, but boy, that Fortify gives him a lot of uptime.
Salvo is primed and ready to go. First ultimate of the game has been charged up. JAKEB on the Victor, hitting the mark first with Barrage. Spako's extremely low. He's going to come around the corner. He's going to pop it onto the Ying that just dropped off the high ground. Smidgen, the bit of a misstep there is punished for it. Big grenade damage comes through as the Field Study amping that up to 1,050 damage. Another grenade onto the high ground. JAKEB's going to be hooked at. No protection available there. Was on cooldown, and he will fall. 2 picks already for Panda Global.
Zulu's got to be careful about this one. Doesn't have the silence. Tyra could burn him down, and his ultimate's almost here. If he does bait them, though, maybe the Hyper Beam could work, but no, he will get taken down by Tooney, who has largely adopted this Tyra. We have seen some incredible Bomb King plays coming out from this man, but it just seems like Tyra's been the pick here of the day. And so everyone showing their skills on it. Cauterize one for her, just trying to reduce some of the healing when anyone on the side of AGG gets hooked up by Bubble Boy's Maldamba. But Tooney already with another nice grenade will finish off Rovaniik.
Standing coming through, landed off to the side, doesn't find a kill for it. Cacanuck finds JB. Panda Global holding strong here. Fire Spit will connect onto one. Dragon Punch is fried, looking for this Torvald who has found himself all alone in the corner. ElZulu falls down.
Nice stuff there by Cacanuck. 4-streak for him. And the defense continues. Panda Global trying to hold on for dear life, for dear seating. And of course, there's the dome shield as well. Cacanuck getting away, but he's just under so much pressure. Salvo to turn things around, and here could be Tooney trying to finish up what Cacanuck started. He will get the kill with the crossfire. Rovaniik, though, will take down Tooney in response. Dread Serpent's available for Bubble Boy, and as long as he can stay alive, this is almost a secured push. And there it is. There's the damage. Bubble Boy takes down Z1 Unknown. Here's the Hyper Beam. Keeping him alive is Bubble Boy, still ElZulu. Not able to bubble him back. And though they've wasted so many ults in this push to get the 2-0, it doesn't seem like they're going to be able to get it past the precipice.
10 seconds remain here. A lot of damage from that firebomb on the JAKEB and on the PrinceDanny. So much damage onto the bear. Trying just around the corner. JAKEB is too low. He's going to be forced out. Panda Global is going to hold on 1-1. They keep 2 ultimates on the side of AGG. 1 ultimate for Panda Global, but it is a big one. Ancient Rage is primed and ready to go. The Cauterize 2 online for JAKEB and Rovaniik. Record 2 for PrinceDanny. Tooney hit the mark on the Cauterize 2. Smidgen has yet to buy an item, but I assume he'll go into Cauterize 2 as he has enough credits for it. And he will. Z1 Unknown as well with the Cauterize pressure here. So Bubble Boy will be struggling a little bit more to keep his team alive.
Seemed like maybe there was some dissident kind of conversations about what to actually do at that last push. I saw Rovaniik just diving in. They had already used so many ultimates, and maybe there was a should we go, should we not? Maybe one made the call to, maybe one made the call to not. And it just seemed at the end of the day, it was almost a desperation, let's get there, when it was pretty obvious that after, you know, Bubble Boy and Torvald had died, that there was not going to be any way to do it. So I wonder if that will affect this fight. They've got to trust each other here. Panda Global, they're going to have to come through, and AGG know that. And so if AGG here end up getting, I don't know, a little bit of stuff going on within the team, may give Panda Global another chance, but so far so good for them on the objective.
Actually took a lot of damage, a lot of self-damage from his firebomb there. Just slowly, methodically moving around the outside of this team fight. AGG picking apart low members of Panda Global. 39% already on the point. Heat Haze, he's ready to go. So nice ultimate coverage here from AGG to keep this pressure split up. Big burst damage comes around the corner. JAKEB unseen, putting a lot of damage into Panda Global right now. The grenade is going to go down. He's just going for it. The Torvald damp is there, but that grenade is not going to hit the mark. It's not going to be good if he makes it out of the damage camp. JAKEB somehow stays alive.
With 64 health, and now he's finally got a couple of heals from Maldamba, and he's able to keep running around in the back line. PrinceDannyTV largely ignored, and the objective, it has not been by AGG. 2-1 for them goes the score. They will take the lead. 2 minutes and 23 seconds now for them to push. They want to get this one to completion because that gives them the huge edge going on into this game. And of course, they weren't able to do it last time. Will Panda Global be able to defend yet again?
Big aim coming out from Torvald, landing on the Mako before he gets into the shell shield, but Rovaniik has already gone down. JAKEB continue to lay a lot of pressure fire down there. Barrage around the corner will pick up Smidgen. He's going to cancel the final shield. Retain 21% of that Ultimarch. Keep this Drogos in his cage. Doesn't want to let him run free. JAKEB finds another kill. Absolutely lights out performance from him right now.
11 streak for JAKEB, and this code green Victor never looked so good. It takes Cacanuck down to the air with the help of a finishing touch by Barrick, played by Rovaniik here. Yang Clone up in the top, healing up the Tyra, but here's the Makoa who's got out in the Dread Serpent. Can't even Ancient Rage if he had wanted to, and if it was available. He's not going to win this fight with the crossfire, though. You see the grenade falls limply by his side, but Bubble Boy is here. Dread Serpent already used. Here's the Hyper Beam as well. Yang, Dimensional Link will save her life for a moment. Smidgen will fall, though, and Cacanuck looks like he's in between. Just absolutely no answers.
Oh no, Bubble Boy with the stun. AsdfMaster again, not able to get that Ancient Rage off.
Wow.
Beautiful play there from Bubble Boy. Nice control on this Maldamba.
Yeah, and that's just so important too. AsdfMaster had the Ancient Rage for several opportunities, but just wasn't able to get out of the CC to do so, and has no way to get into the Resilience now that he's bought Haven. He's gone for Haven too, so is Cacanuck, trying to get rid of Jake B's pressure, as well as PrinceDannyTV, who's largely, I think, going after the Drogos in this fight.
You can see the credit worth starting to stack up in a big way in favor of AGG, Tooney and Rovaniik, both with their Cauterized 3 online, but Rovaniik has the Master riding over him and still 300 credits in hand. So those 600 credits total from both of those payloads. Gonna put those luxury items on the board for AGG, the things like the Kill, the Heals, and the Havens.
Yeah, Chronos 3, unbelievably expensive item. To have that at the start of round 3 even is exceptional. So Bubble Boy getting a ton of credits. There's Cacanuck's Dragon Punch. Rovaniik already down, and now ElZulu will fall as well. AGG crumbling a little bit here. Bubble Boy will fall thanks to Z1 Unknown in the back line. And now Panda Global with the 42% advantage. Danny goes down as well. Z1 Unknown trying to change things up for him and his squad.
Gorgeous reversal. And frankly, you know, one of my favorite players to watch, I think one of the best in North America, has been quiet in the past couple of weeks. He hasn't been on super impactful performances. Panda Global, they do sneak away the payload here in the 3rd round. You know, chance to tie things up.
That could have mattered a lot. I mean, he was literally inches from being able to contest that overtime, and Jake B did not hit those 2 shots that would have dismounted him and meant like a for sure GG, you're not getting to the payload. So Jake B kind of, is Z1 Unknown, excuse me, comes out with a pretty lucky set of occurrences there. Panda Global still alive in this match, 2-3, 2 minutes left for the push.
Heat Haze is online, as well as the Illusory Rift for Panda Global's Ying. Crossfire is almost there. A minute and 55 remaining. They need to be careful. Already given up half of this payload push. They don't look to defend too far away from their base, but Danny will go down. Z1 Unknown starting to swing his round into his team's favor.
And the Gourd could be very, very powerful against that clumped up group of enemies, but he'll use it for the heal instead of the damage opportunity. Bubble Boy with a nice turnaround Mending Spirits as well. Looks for the stun, can't find it. Oh, the reversal from Z1 Unknown will come back to haunt him though. He fed it with the extra damage, and that might have been just what killed him. Firebomb on the backside won't take ElZulu down, but Tooney still ready to fire and follow up off of this crazy hook by Makoa. However, he's going to turn his attention to PrinceDannyTV in the back line and just secure the most immediate threat.
Unfortunate there. Crossfire getting almost 0 value. Rovaniik pushing forward. Tooney, while on the back foot, the lifesteal may be able to keep him alive for the time being. 300 HP to his name. Nobody around to pressure him out just yet, so he will be alive and safe. There he goes into the corner, tries to get up the ramp, but Jake B spots him out, takes him before he can get back to the safety of his team. So Panda Global doesn't take that much longer to get this push back onto the ground. And Crossfire is a hard ultimate to use. It's very difficult. It's almost like Buck Wild, where it can be very easily skunked, as you know, both those characters completely vulnerable to CC, as well as they don't do great against shield. If you're not keeping attention of the shield rotation, you can get completely wrecked.
To be a masterclass Tyro takes a lot. No movement skill, no CC immunity on the ult. A lot of plays have to go your way. A lot of coordination has to be on your side. And of course, if a triple kill by your teammate Z1 Unknown ends up working out in your favor, then, well, your ultimates are probably going to look a lot better. Make it 4. Quadra kill delayed for Z1 Unknown here on the push. PrinceDannyTV tries to feed his kill meter, but he will go down in the process, and it will be a 3-3 tie for Panda Global here.
There he is. I mean, that's one of Panda Global's stars. He used to play for Team Eager. Z1 Unknown takes control of that round, keeps his team alive with a lot of big plays, a lot of huge critical kills in the back line for Adroxus, the flanker. Has the Cauterized 3, so he's able to just kind of, be independent. He doesn't need really a lot of help, doesn't need any additional burst damage, as he's shutting down nearly all of the healing on his targets.
Unbelievable kind of occurrence here. We knew this set was going to be tight, but with AGG coming out in front so quickly, it seemed like they were going to repeat the same circumstances as last time and take the lead over Panda. But now, with a resurgence, with a point capture, now a push, it seems like everything is tied up, and it's now all come down to this last point fight. 12 minutes in the game thus far. They've battled, they've become completely even. On the backside, Tooney firing long range with first blood. Will find the first blood. Cacanuck will take down Jake B. Now, he's looking for blood. but out here trying to find a tank, but he will find the healer, and that could be that much more important. Misses the fire spin, goes back up into the air though, and now Salvo primed and ready, finds ElZulu, the shield from Torvald largely down, and he will be vulnerable to anything that comes chasing after him.
Hooked out now, that's the hyper beam, but not much health to his name, waiting, praying for Bubble Boy to return. He's gonna throw out the long distance score to try and support their Torvald, but miscommunication, they're staying out of line of sight of each other, so this heal is gonna be later and later. Panda Global, 57% on the point. AGG, they need to make a move and fast.
Tooney in the back line yet again, finds ElZulu, wants to pepper him with a couple of shots from range. There's the Dread Serpent from Bubble Boy. Largely will not find a kill, but here's Crossfire, knowing that so much is down, but look, the CC immunity needs so much, and Torvald, he will fall. The Hyper Beam delaying the inevitable. The Hunter's Mark comes out onto the flanker in the back line, PrinceDannyTV, and he will fall as well. Panda Global might have just turned this around. In fact, they have. They take the 4-3 win over Team AGG. The bottom seed beats the third seed and takes game one in the set.
Big play from everyone there, frankly, but Z1unknown, the star of that game, I think the MVP, so many clutch kills to get not only the conversion to tie things up, but again, 2 clutch kills there at the very end to drive it home. 24 and 13, 64,000 damage, almost top on his team, which is very difficult to do when you've got, you know, spray and pray and high AoE pressure characters like Drogos and like Tyra contending with you.
And that push largely comes off the back of Z1unknown's Quadra kill, which was a result of an accursed arm he decided to do at the very end stages of the push when it wasn't clear if they were going to make it work or not. If he doesn't get those 3 kills, that push is irrelevant. But he made it happen. He made the choice. He took the risk. It paid off big time. Maps are ready for game number 2. Let's check them out.
JAKEB going pretty big in that game, but getting shut down at the end was huge for AGG. They kind of had him snuffed out. Stone Keep is the selection. Another great map for flankers. For Androxus specifically, we'll go ahead and send you right into the champion draft to see who's going to come out on top, who's going to get what they want. Can they keep... I mean, I like that Panda Global can... You know, I like Z1unknown, first of all, on the Androxus, and I like that Panda Global are taking Danny away from his comfort zone. Not that he's doing poor on Shaolin, but he takes over the game on Androxus. Yeah,
he absolutely can, and to me, it's been more like, even given the opportunity, he seems to maybe sometimes lean to Shaolin, maybe sometimes lean to Androxus, but they're forcing the Shaolin. They're taking it away very, very early. We saw a second pick Androxus, and if they're going to do the same thing here, I wouldn't be surprised. The Drogos was a big difference maker, though, for Panda Global, and if they're able to have him, I think that's going to be a valuable thing. But if they give it up here, I don't know if AGG will let it slip in their next 2 picks. But they do follow suit with the Makoa and the Androxus is the biggest part of their game plan.
High prioritization on this character in this map. The mobility is very important. There's a lot of high ground, a lot of even third-tier high ground that very few characters have the ability to get up onto from the point. Shaolin, though, will be the selection for AGG. I don't know that needs to go. I don't know that Shaolin needs to go that early because I expect because Z1 plays Androxus and Shaolin for Panda Global, so he's not going to be able to play both.
No, I agree. I think the Barrack early is more of a...
Unless they put JAKEB on it.
They're scared the Panda Global with this is going to be able to take a Barrack, and then their secondary support for Torvald, if they want to run that, would be either, you know, a Ruckus or a Fernando or a Nara, and they're just not comfortable with those picks. I think they just highly value Barrack in this meta, and they're just saying, we can't risk this not being available to support our Torvald.
JAKEB is forced pretty deep into his champion pool here. He's going to have to go to the Cassie. Shaolin and Victor are his, you know, bread and butter champions that are in the meta. Cassie's a little bit out of the meta right now. I would say we don't see her picked up very often. In fact, it is most of the time either JAKEB of AGG or Z1unknown of Panda Global that picked this character up.
This is just either bad drafting, I think, by AGG, or just a bad matchup in general with their teams. Because to have Drogos be such a valuable thing for Cacanuck, and for them to not have to take it till 5th, is just, to me, something went off there. Something went wrong. And it might just be that the fact that, you know, there's no notably incredible, gifted Drogos player that they feel is going to be better on Drogos than anybody else on the side of AGG, and it's just giving them a free, great pick.
Lack of champion pool, right? You got Z1unknown takes the Andro very early, so they got to get Danny on the Shaolin, and then Tooney able to take away the Victor away from JAKEB, forcing him even deeper into his champion pool, but nonetheless, it's going to be recurve for Prince Danny's Shaolin exaction for JAKEB. Rovaniik taking the Fortify for his character. Bubble Boy going to have deep roots on the Grover. ElZulu with build study on the Torvald. Smidgen taking lifelike for his Yings. He would have known. Takes Godslayer for Androx's Tooney. Gunnery on the Iron Sights. ASdfMaster. Pluck for the Makoa. Cacanuck. Wormjets on the Drogos. 3 caught, 2 record for Panda Global.
12% already for AGG, and Danny going for the back line here. Does anybody see what's happening with Danny? This is a very interesting position. He just seems to be very sneaky as a Shaolin. Wants to find the planet combo. Can't find it on the Ying. Yeah, there it is. And that's an easy kill. Probably the easiest kill of the day for PrinceDannyTV. And he just set up like a super agent there. Wow. 3 in a row. And just sneaks in like a spy.
Huge payoff there from PrinceDanny. He's risk. He's running the cooldown build as well. You can see how quickly he was able to get that impale planted combination back after finding those kills. Bubble Boy coming with the axes over the top here. Looking for it. Deep Root's gonna miss, but 87% for AGG on the point already. Bubble Boy gonna be forced to back up. Almost gets the Deep Root shot here. Needs to be very careful here. And Droxus gets rooted out. See what I know, drives it home.
Now the thing about that movement, right? The thing about that was Danny was so responsible, I think, for the reason that ended up being in the favor of Team AGG for that long. But I don't know if that seems like a one-trick pony. I don't know if that's going to work again. I don't think that's part of the stratagem that they're going to be able to pull off consistently. In fact, if Danny goes down there, it's an easy 4v5. For Panda Global, who now still have control over the point. Overtime ticking away. Z1 Unknown finds 2, but PrinceDanny follows up yet again with 2 of his own. And Danny gets another triple kill here in the heat haze. He's gotten so much damage off in this point fight. He's already got his ultimate.
Almost quadra kill there. Danny taking control of this first point fight, showing why it's so important that AGG get him on one of his comfort picks. Very impactful player when he is on either or Shaolin.
Shaolin's great on this map too. I love Shaolin on Stone Keep. It's a very long kind of push. There's a lot of wide sides. That's why Knessa, Shaolin, long-range champions can do well here. And just the way that Danny used it, maybe he got himself a kind of a better point fight than usual because of those kind of really sneaky plays he did that people weren't expecting, a little risky. But now, even though they know what's coming, he's still going to be able to do damage from range. It's going to be hard to find him.
Danny takes Cacanuck out mid-flight, so nothing, no refund for missing that type of dragon punch. If you're taken out mid-flight, you'll have absolutely 0 charge coming out of base. The Whirlwind is ready for
nice
launch here. 9 streak on the Grover, impaled into the wall. Danny finds a big pick on the Makoa.
Bubble Boy with these long-range axes too, just hitting them and hitting them and hitting them and keeping the pressure on. 700, 800 damage here and there. It's putting a lot onto Panda Global to try and get in a safe space. Oh, but up in the air, Z1 Unknown says, let's get Danny out of the fight. He's largely been the difference maker, and we'll be able to snowball this a little bit better. Androxus, he's so much better once you get 4 people, to get the fight to 4 to 5, because then he can just start to take advantage of it, like you're seeing here on your screen, just when you don't have enough to contend with them.
Jeez, 4 for nothing. Panda Global find a big stabilizer, but so close. The payload is maybe 5 or 10% of its path away from conversion, and a minute still remains from AGG. 3 ultimates on the board versus nothing for Panda Global here. Ancient Race almost ready to go, but gonna have to be a really strong. Here comes the Whirlwind to keep everyone healthy from AGG.
PrinceDanny on the backside wants to find something. Can't find anything yet. Missed the first shot on the arrow. Can't find the second either. Cacanuck waiting in the rafters for anyone to approach. He's got the fire spit, but Jake B here, he's got the roll. He's gonna try and finish off the Drogos, but Jake B will take the Dragon's Fury here over the side. Tooney will try to follow up on the kill. Throw a grenade. He will get some damage off, but may not be enough. DannyTV in heat haze. A triple kill for Danny. Doesn't get a quadra, but he's still looking for blood, and Danny is still alive, and that's been the problem.
Oh my god, triple kill for AsdfMaster. Danny tried to stabilize, tried to pick off Z1 Unknown there. No damage went into that Ancient Raging Turtle. Big stabilizer for Panda Global. They will take this to round 2. I don't know if Torval's going to be able to get onto the payload in time. 2 seconds remaining for him to do. He's rounding the corner. He does get there.
Wow. Got there. He's largely going to just die. And so you have to say, did we just feed them 3 champions worth of credits here? Maybe even 4. And unfortunately, they did. And that's kind of the thing that I've seen too as well. We saw that with AGG in the last game, and it was surprising, and they tried to push 2-0 and didn't really work, and you saw Rovaniik on the barrack just run in there and die, and you're just like, I don't know. And now we see it happen yet again. So I don't know what this is and kind of committing. Sometimes I feel like they're lacking some of the patience to just recognize, like we see with Eager and Astral Authority, when something's lost.
Yeah, and actually, when I was playing with the guys from Astral Authority, when they have somebody super staggered like that, that's just a free kill, He was sitting almost at one shot, and Warden was actually calling out for everyone to tag him to get those 60 credits for the kill, which was something very interesting. If teams make use of that, 4 champions, just 60 credits, 240 credits at the end of the game. That's almost a tier 1 item.
That's a huge swing, and that's a really important thing. Eliminations giving you the credits as well. It's getting those hardcore kills, last shots, giving you a little bit of extra bump. So you want to know to the backside, 12 streak for him. He was a large part of that hold. The Bubble Boy is finding the corners, and now, big 2 shots. Already 1,500 damage on the Bubble Boy. He will fall thanks to the great hook by AsdfMaster, who goes down right after that. JAKEB will largely ignore this, but perfect timing. ElZulu just pops his head, gives you want to know a perfect target to just dump 3K damage into.
27% for Panda Global, 30% for AGG, but Cacanuck with a nice salvo across the map is going to pick up JAKEB. 45%. This might be enough. The zone could be strong enough here. Nobody really moving out. ASDF just now getting dismounted. Nice hook there. Finds the victor, but unable to pick up that kill. Here's a hyper beam from ElZulu trying to get everyone cleared off the point. It's going to do its job for a little bit, but see what I know, on a 17 streak, it's going to be struggling to get through this dome shield. Good job from AGG to be able to get back on.
Yeah, just using 2 ultimates, not necessarily to kill anyone, but just to get the rhythm back into their favor. And Tooney, though, just with his damage from Victor, so effective. Takes down JAKEB. PrinceDannyTV, though, takes down the Drogos, and a great shell shield will save AsdfMaster from a large amount of damage Danny would have put onto him, but this upper ledge is his, man. And you're right, Nick, they're making a big mistake here. They're not on the point. They think they can finish this off, but it may just give them enough chance to come back in here and put in overtime.
Might be ASDF.
They're not on the point again.
Positioning for him, giving Panda Global a lot of opportunities. Here comes Makoa off the top rope. He's going to be able to get the overtime started.
This could come back to haunt them. We're not sure, though. It does seem like they've largely decided to stay away, and in fact, they've kind of forced out a heat haze from PrinceDannyTV. Not the most value ultimate that you're worried about getting here, and especially with the start of the round, 2 minutes left, he's still going to be able to have it. What this does mean, though, is he didn't build a lot of momentum from that, so this push could get stalled relatively quickly.
Big damage from Bubble Boy across the map. Preventing this Drogos, this is the area denial that Grover can bring. Just anytime you poke your head out from a long distance way, you know you're getting zoned, you risk taking, 800 to 1,000 damage. Needs to get up on this high ground. Nice bind, but miscommunication there. Cass is actually rolling away from her healer at this point. Just wants to get out of combat. Nice fortified barrack to try and hold this room down, but it's very punishable by Drogos. 2 picks already given up from AGG. They're going to need to back off.
JAKEB rolling away again and looking to stay healthy. Bubble Boy doing his best to keep him and all of his teammates alive. And here's another Z1 unknown ultimate. Tries to find 1, hits 2. Can't finish it off, though. Rovaniik will survive the day and find himself to play yet again, but not sure if ElZulu can say the same about this Dragon Punch. Straight to Torvald's booty he goes, and the Dragon will claim the Granddad for a moment. PrinceDannyTV very low, fighting against AsdfMaster, who's actually not going to pursue him down into the Cathedral.
My wounds won't hold me
back up now, out of combat, healing up. You want to know with a good angle here. A lot of burst damage coming through, a big reversal. He's going to whip Danny, but he's just going to get out of combat, heal up, continue to do the flanker work.
Tooney sitting in the back line, just free firing here. 58 seconds left. These teams have a moment to just kind of assess their situations. They want to find picks. Again, it's going to be to the advantage of Team Panda Global to just sit here and get them low, make sure that when they do try to commit, they're basically half health and easy to finish off. Right now, though, AGG have to find a way to get a pick early onto Panda Global, like Tooney here. If he's just a little too far ahead, and be able to kind of make sure you set yourself up to move forward with a man advantage. That's what these 27 seconds are going to lead up to. And look, on the right-hand side, there is a flank. Tooney doesn't see it coming, though.
20 seconds remain here. Tooney putting a lot of damage in that barricade shield, but he's going to go down. 2 kills the way of AGG early. Cacanuck able to answer back on 1, but a double kill from JAKEB. Here comes the Drogos back up onto the high ground. So you want to know, needs to go big.
That's what they needed. This is exactly the play that AGG needed to make, and seems like they've made it. JAKEB on a 4 streak here. Tooney, largely surprised. Oh, double kill from JAKEB. Hyper beam forced out by Torvald. JAKEB and PrinceDannyTV combo for an insane amount of burst, and the Ancient Rage from AsdfMaster trying to stall this push, but it is successful, in AGG looking to try and make it a 4-1 and win this next game.
All right, so AGG, the items coming through here, the Cauterize, big time for Rovaniik, already at the 3 mark. ElZulu on the Cauterize 2, JAKEB Cauterize 2, as well as Kronos 2. So big investments from JAKEB, getting a lot of credits here. Goes into the kill to heal as well. Big snowball potential. I mean, if he didn't have it already, Tooney does get the Cauterize 3 as well as Smidgen. Z1 Unknown is almost there as well. So it's going to be difficult to get those kill to heals off. But that's a very risk reward item. If you do get it off on Cauterize, that item is going to win you the fight.
Now, if you're watching, a little confused on the top left and right, the scores are actually switched. So Panda Global has won the first game. AGG winning here would tie things up and not take a 2-0 lead. So it is up to AGG. Their backs are against the wall. They need to find the victory, and that is why things are going as they are. 3-1 for them. But Cacanuck trying to just secure this win for him and his team to force another set and maybe push themselves into a higher seed going into the gauntlet. JAKEB, though, doing everything he can to stop that.
Danny just disregarded Cacanuck on the backline here. Cacanuck finds the triple kill. Looking for the long-range stun instead. JAKEB gets hooked out and punished.
Nice hook there. Cacanuck still worm jetsing away, but falls. And thanks to Tooney's damage, it will be Rovaniik who falls to the last hit by ASDF on the Makoa. 85% by Panda Global, Nick. This could be the full reset. If they get one more percentage here, it's going to be the end. And the Cursed Arm here trying to get Bubble Boy down. Great decision-making by Z1 Unknown. He just takes away the sustain from their team. Look at these snapshots, trying to make the plays, but PrinceDannyTV says, hype moves, kid. Let me just, hold on. Let me hit this impaler arrow real quick. And finishes him off with ease. 63% now for AGG. But Panda Global are on the precipice of resetting this.
Oh, ElZulu goes down. Danny does manage to find himself dead once again. Cacanuck comes in with a big fire spit to clean up Bubble Boy here, and Panda Global come away with it. Nice stuff from them to be able to stabilize this after getting converted on being down so much in both games. Panda Global, very great resolve from them not to be down now.
They're the ones that need to come through here in this set. It seems like AGG, you know, obviously in that position of kind of confidence already, having beaten Panda Global before, are the ones who can almost sit on their laurels and expect to do the same thing and have the same result. But that is, you know, not what Panda Global are trying to bring to the table. Cacanuck getting this Drogos almost for free as the 5th pick in the draft, showing that he knows how to play this champion, making a difference, and giving Z1 Unknown the type of space that he needs to go ahead and keep finishing off these kills.
Cleaned up there, big reversal could come through, but a nice roll from JAKEB, timing attack there. Cleans up Z1 Unknown. This is the type of performance we needed to see from Panda Global. They've been so quiet since week 1 of the open qualifiers, almost 7 weeks ago now, and this is where we need to see them make their stand. Show that they have something to bring to the gauntlet.
When they first were there by the name Xenasi, they surprised a lot of people there. Tooney running away as that victor, just doing his jog and staying fit, staying healthy, staying in battle. And he will eventually fall to Rovaniik, who seem to be waiting for him on that side. Z1 Unknown fires a reversal, hits JAKEB for quite a lot of damage, but he will fall as well. PrinceDannyTV and Rovaniik just sitting in the hallway of the cathedral, just cleaning people up.
Need to find that very elusive conversion, however, get things tied up. AGG will continue to lead. They won't win here off the defense. Won't going to get that defense point. Illusory Rift ready for Panda Global. Barrage, Ancient Rage, almost there on the Accursed Arm. So a lot of ultimates. If they all find value, Panda Global might be able to punch this through with just one more team fight.
Important to see JAKEB here on the defense. It's a Yang clone, doesn't hit Yang. That could have changed a lot of things here. 30 seconds left. They've still got their healer to keep them healthy. Smidgen in the back line as well. Largely kind of unexplored today. Doing a good job of getting focused down now. Rovaniik and PrinceDannyTV and Bubble Boy will find a share in the celebration and find kills of their own. 15 seconds left. Largely this push has been stunted.
Yeah, absolutely. And when there is no one from the offensive team on the payload, we'll start to slowly roll backwards. So it was sitting at 60, almost 70% of the way there, but now it's moving under 50. So it's going to be a long shot here for Panda Global, but they just like to let it go too much. They want to retain their ultimates as well. They don't want to, you know, you would almost bait yourself, I think. You put yourself in best case scenario. You get there, you get the overtime, you get rolling, you get hope for yourself built up, and maybe lay down all the ultimates. So Panda Global want to slow play here, have faith in themselves. They have faith in their point fight. big Haven purchases coming out from Panda Global. Does mitigate every single member of AGG. So this could start to swing. I mean, we saw Haven used to be meta. It did receive that 3% nerf per level. But still gonna be a factor at the level 2, at the level 3 mark.
They're saying we don't want any extra healing. Cacanuck has a little bit of extra credits to spend. Could go for like a life rip here, which is I think underrated for blasters, considering they hit so hard. That life rip actually gains the most value from their basic attacks. However, elects for just the morale boost 1, maybe gets morale boost 2 if this fight continues. He knows that if they're gonna keep this thing going, they're gonna keep having a push as well. So Cacanuck with that morale boost willingly uses the ultimate, but PrinceDannyTV escapes with his life there. That's not what he wanted. Tooney, great barrage as well. A lot of ults coming here from Panda Global. Only the Ancient Rage remains for them.
Nice dodge there. Tooney forces Danny into the Heat Days and then just leaves. Danny does manage to pick up Z1 Unknown, however, which is going to get him value for that ultimate, but does get punished. Fire spit from Cacanuck is going to clean out Ancient Rage on the point.
And that's exactly when they wanted to use it, right when AGG were trying to restabilize. And into the back line goes Z1 Unknown. He's not focusing on Bubble Boy. In fact, he doesn't need to, because ASDF is just going to pull him back and say, get over here for a second, boy. But they do not finish him off. Rovaniik, though, another story.
More big ultimates here. Z1 Unknown with a triple kill off that accursed arm. Solid stuff from Z1 Unknown. Nice little rocket jump from Cacanuck to get up onto the high ground without thrust. Panda Global, the faith has been well-deserved in their point fight. They take third favor of the game.
Okay, Cacanuck just showing the little things that he knows about Drogos. And, you know, I think if these drafts come down to be a deciding factor, I'm going to say, how did you let a guy who, you know, knows the mechanics of rocket jumping and one of the better champions in the game here just take that so simply without prioritizing it yourselves?
What was that, 10th pick?
It's the last
was that last?
pick,
10th pick.
The last pick. And to me, I think you just have to look at AGG if they do have to point to anything, not how they played, maybe just what they set themselves up for, giving Panda Global just too many tools without any cost.
Minute 46 remain here. 2 ultimates on the board for AGG. Hyper Beam. Scout just now used, actually from Cassidy, gained value in vision of everyone on the low ground. There's an impaler from Danny just trying to poke out. Look for something, anything, but on the back foot right now, AGG. JAKEB poked low to about half health here, needs to back up. Already sitting at 60%. Here comes the Dragon Punch, primed and ready. It's looking for one, but Danny just...
With a Torvald shield.
Big plays there, goes into the planet with the damage amp, picks him off around the corner. Beautiful stuff there. Smidgen will go down, however. JAKEB finding some clutch pickups.
Really good combination there by ElZulu to just boost Danny and just give him the extra damage amp on the planet nonetheless, as if planet needed 40% more damage to do the job. That's a scary, scary combination. And so Shaolin, PrinceDannyTV, continues his ways of being just an excellent standout in this game. He's been a big difference maker for AGG, and why they've been able to stabilize, why they've had the early game advantage, largely thanks to his triple kill at the first point, which is what now really separates these teams. Yet there's no separation here, Nick. It's 3-3. Panda Global have a chance to win. AGG with their backs against the walls find their tank. Rovaniik going down. This could be Panda Global taking the 2-0 in this set here and actually forcing another set.
AsdfMaster staying alive in that engagement was so big. There's a nice hyper beam though to scatter everyone from Panda Global off the point. Whirlwind though, Cauterize 3 is going to shut down all this healing from Brover. Bubble Boy couldn't get it done. The Dome Shield is going to be big for stabilization. There's an Ancient Rage trying to rip through these tanks, but there's so much shielding in the face of this one.
Oh, they finished him off. Oh my God, this is it. Panda Global, they did it. They took down AGG. They reset it. They tie things up here. And so from my understanding, we'll go to the standings here, but this means that they're going to have to play one more to see who...
They force the tie there, 1-5, 1-5, and head-to-head is tied up as well. 6-0, Astro Authority sitting up there beautifully at the top. Send y'all to the schedule here, and tiebreaker, AGG versus Panda Global. Someone has got to come away with it. Panda Global with momentum on their side.
This is very interesting here.
Hype.
It was a lot of opportunities for this to happen today between both scenarios, but I don't think anyone's surprised that this was the scenario that took place. Panda Global coming back just like the Interlopers and showing, hey,
wow,
you know,
Smidgen's healing.
We know what we're doing. Oh my gosh.
134K. More than doubling Bubble Boy, but Bubble Boy on the Grover is not expected to keep up with Ying, bringing more control with the deep roots and the damage. as well. And Cacanuck, Tooney on their favorite damage character. Z1 Unknown in a very comfortable position as well. Just so much damage coming through from everyone on Panda Global. Beautiful stuff there. AsdfMaster staying alive. Actually, he was down at like 150 HP. His staying alive was a big factor there in that push. Was able to get healed up. Nice hook to get them the initial pick. The Ancient Rage under the Dome Shield that actually ripped through both of the tanks. Just flawless stuff from one of the new roster members. Yeah, great to see new players here. And of course, we've been your casters for a long time. But if you want to see some new casters, well, you got to check out The Caster. It's a new reality TV show by Hi-Rez Studios. $10,000 in prizing. You can check out all of the opportunities to maybe participate on your end or just watch it and when it goes live at thecaster.tv. Now, for those of you not sure how we're going to be doing this, we will have a tiebreaker between AGG and Panda Global. It will not be a set. It will be one game only. Oh boy. And they will be playing for all the marbles here. Third or fourth will be determined. And placing in the gauntlet means one more game or not against the Open Gauntlet qualifier, which could be some scary, very talented people as well who just weren't in the top 4 when this whole thing started. Don't go anywhere. We have a 5-minute break before we bring you the finale of today's North American Week 3 Masters qualifiers. We'll see you just a sec. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's intense tiebreaker music. To the tiebreaker. It's our new show after the caster. That was the tiebreaker. The tiebreaker.tv. The tiebreaker.tv if you guys want to watch it here. In fact, we got AGG picking Torvald up first here. We're in the champion draft for the game that will decide a lot of things potentially for, especially if one of these teams lose to the Gauntlet Open qualifier. They'll be thinking, man, if only I'd had that 3rd seed, maybe, you know, had a bit of an easier time again. But you don't know what is going to show up for you, so might as well give yourself less games to play and more chances to just seal the deal with one win. That's what these two teams have to do here. Panda Global with the Androx's Makoa yet again, and AGG mixing it up with an early Tyra. Early Tyra as well. Shaolin for likely PrinceDanny. For AGG, 2 more picks to respond. No healers selected just yet. I assume they'll go into it to keep their last spot open for counters. Barrick still available for Panda Global. They will take the victor away. Take Yang. Or Maldamba. Wow, he took Pip. So this is interesting, right? Because, you know, you need a healer, and most likely you would want another front line. So they finally do take the Drogos. I was just not counting Drogos in their lineup. So they finally take it away. But they have no flank pressure. They have no backline pressure. Jaguar falls, so it's close. It's close, man. That ultimate is really good. It is really good on here. And I would. Brings plenty of damage, plenty of area damage, I think, to warrant Maldamba being okay to go into. And Panda Global, they're going to agree with us. Yep. So they've got, largely, in my opinion, man, it's tough. I think these are pretty balanced. Because Drogos is on this side, on AGC's side, I think the ultimates are kind of relatively even here, too. Maybe a slight edge to Panda. Personally, I actually like Panda's draft a little bit better. The Tyra and the Drogos are good for punishing clumping, but I just don't think we're going to see a lot of that. They've got the Pip and the Androx. There's a lot of mobility to move around with. Tooney on the Tyra, going to take first blood, try and keep himself sustained. Z1 Unknown currently with Desert Shadow selected for Shaolin. Lifelike for Smidgen. Ying Cacanuck takes Worm Jets for his Drogos. AsdfMaster field study for the Torvald. And Jake B on Victor going to take Gunnery here. PrinceDannyTV for AGG going to take Darkstalker for his Androxus. Bubble Boy, Ripen Gourd for Maldamba. Rovaniik will take Catalyst for Pip, doing a lot of damage here. And ElZulu will end up taking Half Shell for himself. 2 cauterizes and a wrecker for Jake B. He's got to have a lot of so they were actually switched at the start. I think that's what happened. Panda Global was on the other side as AGG. So AGG's lineup is actually what we thought was Panda Global's lineup. So starting this game off, it does seem that maybe AGG with the draft here have a little bit of an advantage in Nick and I's eyes. We'll see if that turns to pay off. Solo Torvald here by himself, doing a lot of work. They find 1 kill, but he goes down right away. Tyra on the point. Big fire spit damage comes through. Jake B takes down Smidgen from a distance. Planted. Z1 Unknown comes out on top of PrinceDanny, but trading out kill for kill for kill. Jake B does come away with that one. Salvo primed. Not going to come out here, Half Shell. Just leave it up. The more you damage it, the sooner it comes back. Very, very important. Again, they do take the Drogos. Cacanuck will be on that. Feels comfortable. 45% though, so far. And it does seem that there is a bit of a issue here in terms of finding the Drogos' answer
for this point fight yet again. Z1 Unknown getting chased down by PrinceDannyTV, and he's gonna miss the reversal. The impale does hit him back though, but he's got another step away with Darkstalker.
Pulled 2 people off the point. He hastes to get himself back in. 69% on the point for Panda Global. AGG only with 21%. The half shell is down, but there's a crossfire from Tyra. So much constant pressure being kept up from AGG.
And they're gonna try to keep this going here. They've got a decent advantage on the point capture, and they're going to continue trying to hold that advantage. JAKEB getting healed up by the Maldamba, and you just see over on the backside there, Rovaniik playing his pip and doing well. So it does look like Rovaniik, ElZulu, Prince Danny, Bubble Boy, the squad of AGG will take the first objective.
2 minutes and 20 seconds remain here. JAKEB on a 6 streak, moving around to the flanks. Big grenade could come through here, but he's stunned out. Z1 Unknown finds 2 kills. Prince Danny goes down and JAKEB goes down. Here comes the weightless around to keep himself alive, but the pressure is so much. There is a lot of damage. You find yourself out of position for mere moments, you're going to be punished for upwards of thousands of damage.
Absolutely. So here you see on the back foot in terms of defending will be Team Panda Global, although it does say on the screen currently that they are winning. They're actually, it is AGG who is in command. And as you can recognize in PrinceDannyTV with the AGG marker there, definitely one of those names you know belongs to that team, and he will be escorting this payload, which he and his team won previous, trying to just zone out Panda Global, who have fought to get this to a tiebreaker here. And really now both teams even out, trying to make it happen. There's an evil mojo. Cacanuck in the air, wants to find a dragon punch, and Will takes down JAKEB.
No kills coming off the back of that Panda Global evil mojo. There's Z1 Unknown finding yet another kill. Cacanuck trying to get this rocket over the top of the shell shield, but he won't be able to get it done.
Look at this, man. Pretty incredible stuff here coming out. And of course, being able to play this Drogos at a high level has been one of the strengths of Panda Global's drafting. It's been one of the weaknesses of AGG's drafting as well, kind of letting that go to Cacanuck basically every single game without really putting too much pressure themselves to want to grab it. So you want to know? Wow, nice Torvald bubble.
Shaolin skin. I like it. The Radiant chest exclusive. 30% off. Go get it.
Really lucky nether step there by PrinceDannyTV too. Almost got caught out by the impale planted combo from Z1 Unknown, but now he's found himself in a bad spot. Pit jumping forward, aiming at the ground, finishing him off. Tooney though, oh, he's gonna feed a really big reversal, and now he's chasing down the Ying, but she's gonna stay alive quite easily with the Torvald bubble and the dimensional link. And so Smidgen will finally fall. He did 134,000 healing last game, but he's going to be shut down for the moment.
13 seconds remaining. Broken the base now. Finally, the payload. Only 10% more to go. Big long range hook on to Cacanuck. Is it enough? Z1 Unknown trying to hunt him down. Completely off the map right now. Might run out of booster fuel. Will go down to Prince Danny. Hyper Beam comes through at the same time as Ancient Rage. Dread Serpent is still here. Nice stun from Bubble Boy.
Huge stuff there. The gourd ready, but that stun was as good as it gets. And they feel good about this one. 2-0 Jaguar falls. Coming out here just to talk about, you know, really the impact that I think we see the drafting take place here. We said that they had a little bit of a stronger lineup, the disruption that they have, not only in the Dread Serpents, but Bubble Boy showed it there. When you bring Maldamba to a team, you have the opportunity, doesn't mean you always hit them, but to get those crucial stuns, that can make the difference.
All they've got is the Torvald bubble as well for peel, so when these squishy damage dealers are getting caught out, the Tyra and the Victor and the Shaolin, there's not a lot to try and save them.
So AGG here, clearly in the 2-0, sides correct, and we're now just taking a look at the items going through. JAKEB running a couple of wreckers, tier 2 for that, and runs 1 rejuvenate, 1 morale boost as well. Wants that barrage up and ticking.
He will have it available as he rounds the corner here with his green Army Man hat, shooting down this hallway. He needs to be careful of these Drogos rockets flying through though. Eating one of those will spell his demise. 50% already on the point for AGG. Here comes a barrage from JAKEB.
Huge stuff. Z1 Unknown pops out. Heat haze comes through. This is the game-changing moment here, and Z1's got to change the game. Can he find one? The impale is there. JAKEB goes down. Finds 2. JAKEB with the planet, but standing in the gourd despite getting slightly healed up. Most likely that card grounded in his kit. He will go down, but not after taking a couple down with him.
Feels like AGG lost that fight. Z1 Unknown with a 3 kill, but still force their way off Bubble Boy and Koa. Able to get some chip damage here on the point, which is always good. Able to get themselves at 24%, 58% for Panda Global. Here comes the evil mojo moving in. Prince Danny trying to find some of these kills. Gets one onto Smidgen. Z1 Unknown only able to find one return kill, and the clean sweep. AGG in a good spot to take their second payload with a chance to close out the set.
Depends how good this zone is. Cacanuck already kept busy with PrinceDannyTV. If he falls, oh, this could be bad news bears. But AGG, despite that, seem to have built enough time here in front of them and secure the 3-0 lead. And it looks like it is all down to this push and defense. If AGG finish this off, they're going to be third in the Masters qualifiers. And if they do not, they will find themselves ready to face Panda Global yet again.
Comes the crossfire from Tyra. Looking for something, looking for anything. Finding a lot of damage, but getting poked out super low from the right flank there. Torvald's bubble as well as some Ying heals to keep her up. Here's the Dragon Punch to keep this pressure on AGG. Looking for something, looking for anything. Cacanuck, he's going to whip. He's going to retain 30% of his charge and escape with his life.
Maybe did that on purpose, not sure. Didn't seem like he was actively really seeking one of those targets. PrinceDannyTV can actually another step away, but will get caught. And oh! Nice. See ya later, bro. Gets booped off the map.
I've never seen that.
No, that was just like the hottest BM, the hottest shell spin, I think, of time right there. Just sending him off the map to think about his transgressions. ElZulu.
I'm gonna tweet at him, see if he was actually even trying to, if he was conscious of that potentially happening.
Good Dread Serpent to zone, but doesn't get a lot of value from it there.
The hook broke there. He was trying to Dread Serpent whoever got hooked, but the hook actually broke on the wall there, so unfortunate. The follow-up was there, though. There's a nice hook on a Torvald. We'll go ahead and count that one.
Pip on a Torvald here, such a good counter, I think. Just the lack of mobility on this champion already, but somehow they find the Tyra to still be something that can be picked into these explosive flasks. And despite that, she has done a decent job. First Blood, largely getting her into the meta in a lot of people, more people's eyes than the Mercy kill did. So the lifesteal being very prominent. And here's Cacanuck, thankfully having some of that ultimate charge retained from last time, so he could pick up ElZulu here on the push.
Planet's gonna whip. Evil Mojo's ready, but Rovaniik eating a lot of damage as he moves around, steps in the Gourd as well. Just can't get off the ground here. The Heat is gonna be able to get the Evil Mojo off.
He forced it.
The big impaler arrow from Z1 Unknown shuts him down. Nothing off the back of that Evil Mojo. I don't know why he was in such a rush to get that off. Prince Danny on the backside does able to get himself two with the Accursed Arm. Hyper Beam is here.
Oh,
nothing he can do to save ElZulu, the turtle. He's gonna get a taste of his own medicine and go flying into the ocean.
Panda Global here, just cleaning things up, and wow, what incredible hold by these ultimates. And you know what, to me, Z1 Unknown just puts the nail in the coffin right there. Getting the Pip out, they don't have the CC, they can't control the Tyra as well. I just think it's gonna be very, very difficult. But if they can get him very quickly, they can. And now with the Ancient Rage here, Nick, I don't know if they have enough sustain.
Oh no, back to the races. The Crossfires here trying to save it. Doing anything, interrupts the recharge with a beautiful hook. There's the Dread Serpent finding the mark. The final member of Panda Global falls down. Can Smidgen stall? He's gonna go down to Prince Danny as well. The Planet is not gonna be enough from Z1 Unknown, and AGG take the W in the tiebreaker.
So Panda Global just kind of tie it up, only to lose yet again in the tiebreaker. AGG.
That's life. We needed to see that out of him. We needed to see him take some wins, have some hope going into the gauntlet.
Absolutely, and that is the thing that can say, you know what, we can beat AGG. Right now, we've both beaten each other. We know if we draft well, if we do the right things, we could be okay. Now, you got to face the unknown potential of the Gauntlet Open Qualifier winner, which Panda Global will have to face, and AGG will face the winner of that game and see whoever comes up out of it. If it's likely to be Panda Global, they know how to deal with them, and if it's the Gauntlet Open Qualifier, may shake things up a bit, but I'm sure they feel confident now, being kind of the only one game away from making this land.
Z1 Unknown, the star of the show there for Panda Global, 2,000 credits, 24 and 8, 84 damage. 84,000 damage on the Shaolin. Stellar performance, really doubling a lot of the credits on his team and beating everyone except ElZulu in the credit department. So Z1 Unknown, I think far and away the star player of this roster.
Did just such an incredible job. And congratulations to AGG, Panda Global for great games. Congrats to Astral and Eager as well for mucking sure you guys are qualified and your placements for the LAN. It's coming up in April.
Yep.
It's very soon. So we're excited to see you all here in Atlanta. But before we go to that weekend, which is coming up on the 6th and the 9th, this weekend, your last chance to get free champions. If you want to play them, you have the opportunity to see every single champion in the Paladins game at your own fingertips, using their skills, hanging out with them in the realm. This is last chance tonight.
Hanging out. Got a couple more things going for you as well. Remember, those Radiant chests are 30% off. Got the caster. Go sign up if you want to get involved in that. That's going to do it for the Masters qualifiers.
That's right. It's been a great ride here. Hopefully you all have enjoyed it, but it doesn't mean the Paladins esports is over. Again, we've got the gauntlet coming up next weekend for Europe and North America, meaning that the 3rd and 4th teams here in both the EU and NA Masters qualifiers will be facing off, the 4th team specifically, against the Gauntlet Open qualifier winner, who has been running simultaneously along these 3 weeks with us. So we'll see a team who's kind of maybe been late to the races, maybe a lot of hidden talent get to be exposed, and see if they can kind of rise above even the squads we've been watching for the last weeks here in the premier event for Hi-Rez. And all that leading to the LAN in April 6th. We're really excited for all that's to come, but make sure you tune in next weekend for the Gauntlet. Going to be some exciting stuff. My name's been Rain Day. It's Hi-Rez Pretty here. From all of us at production here at Atlanta Studios, we wish you a happy Sunday. Remember to never give up, never stop gaming, and we'll see you all next time.